Gurave Goura Chandraya Radhikaya Iltadalaya Krishnaya Krishna Vaktaya Tatvaktaya Namo Namaha. Radhe Radhe and welcome to Goura Sangha. Don't fool yourself. This is maybe one of the most important things to keep in mind, to keep sharp and clean in our life. In relation to anything and everything that is around us, don't fool yourself. Do never try to justify what is not possible to justify just. Many times in our life we experience situations where reality get a little bit twisted, unhealthy, not good. And it's that very moment where we have to be sharp and clean in our mind, and to realize when something is truly not correct in our relationships, in ourselves, in others, even if they are authorities or no authorities for us, but for example, children, kids, son, daughter, father, mother, guru, or the boss in our company, or where may you work. Do not fool yourself is very important, because many times reality comes with some tricks where we have to cross that barrier. The barrier is about cheap faith, not Shraddha, cheap faith. A barrier of preconceptions, a barrier of material ego or false ego, as you wish to call it, a barrier of religious mindset, ritualism. Remember that Vaishnavism is not anymore about religion, and is not anymore about ritualism. Even that we keep some ritualism as the puja way of worshipping, the way that we move everything around Thakurji and we worship. This is part of rituals. And that's correct. But that does not define who we are or what are we doing. This is extremely important, because sometimes situations came to you, situations that you truly cannot accept. And here is when the dissociation of reality starts. And this is a very difficult and complicated topic in psychology that is studied. And this psychology is not a materialistic idea, indeed, it's something that we can apply in our lives, daily lives. One dissociation of reality or neglecting reality is, for example, what I have been speaking in 2 videos, previous video, dysfunctional family. When father, mother misbehave or they don't protect children's kids, when gurus does not instruct and protect their followers. This is dysfunctional family. This is one thing that when this get over and over in the time, always happening and is repeating and repeating in time, then get a point where our mind cannot conceive anymore the abuse. Then there is called Stockholm Syndrome. then we start accepting it as something good, something that may I deserve, or something that maybe is my karma. That's why I am living like this. That's why I am facing this. It's my karma, then I must to keep it on. I cannot do anything against that because it's my karma. Sadly, this is my karma, and I cannot do anything against that. My dear friends and followers here, I have to say that this is not correct. This is not correct and is absolutely unacceptable. If you see the story and if you read the holy books of Vaishnavism, for example, Srimad Bhagavad Gita, when the dark-minded kings were ruling and abusing on people and degrading earth, etc. What happened? Why started the Mahabharata, right? What Krishna said, did Krishna say, it's your karma, you folks, you people has this karma, you must do now suffer because you are all idiots? No, Krishna didn't say anything like that. In reality, what Krishna did was, okay, this is unacceptable and we will fight for Dharma. We will bring back Dharma and we will do what is correct. Even if nobody do what is correct, you always must to act correct. Even if to be correct nowadays in Kali Yuga means that you will win enemies everywhere, do what you must to do. Do the correct thing, walk the straight path that the real acharyas, the gurus, bona fide spiritual masters of all sampradayas, of all religions and all philosophies have been teaching. It's not that only our Vaishnavas are correct, because not all Vaishnavas are Gaudiya, you know that? Not all Vaishnavas are Gaudiya. Some Vaishnavas are not chanting Hare Krishna or Radha Radha. Some Vaishnavas are chanting Rama Rama Rama. Other Vaishnavas are chanting Narasingha. Other Vaishnavas are chanting something else. Some Vaishnavas are not looking to be a Saki or a Manjari. Not all Vaishnavas are looking to go to Nitya Vrindavan or Nitya Vihar. No. There are different kind of masters, and all of them must be respected and honored, because they are all speaking for the good of all jivas. All the glories to Socrates, all the glories to the philosophers who, with their very limited radio of vision, they tried to unlock the supreme truth. Once the big philosopher of all among Europe may be Friedrich Nietzsche, right? One of the most interesting philosophers, because he helped to broke the religious idea in the mind of people and to bring what is real here and right now. To stop thinking that I will pray that maybe I have some help. No, he said, help yourself. Stand up and help yourself. Thus spoke Zarathustra, Friedrich Nietzsche, when the Zarathustra said to the sage in the hill, what are you doing? Chanting, chanting, chanting. And he said, I'm chanting, praying. And he said, praying for what? And say, praying for food, praying for this, praying for that. Zarathustra say, my dear friend, my dear sage, do you know that God is dead? how God is dead? Yeah, I kill him. What does it mean? It's not that Zarathustra is speaking about some atheistic philosophy, or Friedrich Nietzsche was doing it. Indeed, Nietzsche what was trying to do and to achieve is that you must to empower yourself. You want a better life, you must to do a better life. For making better life, you must to act correct. You cannot act like a rascal, like a raskash, asura. That's the word I was trying to find. You cannot act as an asura and trying to live like the demigods. It's not possible. You have to act right here, right now, good, in the path of Dharma if you are following Dharma. It's that simple. What we have to do is to compromise ourselves for the truth, absolutely. And what is the truth? The absolute truth, of course, is Krishna. And if it's Krishna, it's Radha. And if it's Radha, it's Krishna, because they are not two, they are one. Two names, one heart, right? So the biggest philosopher, as I call him, and it was, well, not, I didn't give this name, but he was called back in time among the most important philosophers in Europe, was called the philosopher, because he was the pinnacle, how to say, the crest of the philosophy for the philosophers. Nobody can against Nietzsche. Nietzsche explained that we are the ones who must to do the things, as stop only praying. You must to act, and this is something that we must to keep very, very clear. We cannot accept what is unacceptable, and we cannot keep what is not good to keep. In another passage, Nietzsche also said, the materialistic, I'm not talking about kripa, but the materialistic mercy is keeping alive what must to be perished long ago, what must to be dead long ago. We are keeping and keeping because we don't want to act, we don't want to break some feelings, when we don't want to say the truth, what must to be said in order to progress. Simple things. Don't close your eyes to the reality. When the things are not right, and you must to understand that and to stand by yourself. You must to grow up, not be a kid, a child. You are not a child. If you are listening this, you are not a child anymore. You are a grown up man or woman who can really decide to see, are the things correct? I am along with this. Can I play along with this? Should I? Is this the supreme path that I was looking for? This is the way of acting that I was thinking that I will find and follow? I am just following a tribe, a group of people with a center commander, with a captain, that is following us to where? Is he honest? Is the people around honest? You must to think and open the eyes. Simple things. Why we are avoiding that we must to take care, devotees must to take care of the cleanness of the holy dam. Why we avoid this? You know that a couple hundred years ago, London, England, yes, London, everybody thinking London, England, like a wow, culture, this and that. You know, a couple hundred years ago, London was infected by rats. All the trash coming from the toilet, you know, big reason, small reason, everything was going to the streets. And in the streets they have open everything open and the water moving there. So all the rotten smell, disgusting smell, that by the way is bringing out, all those areas of bad smell and dirt are full of bhutas, low energy ghosts, who are parasite, yes, energetic and psychic, mental parasite of people who is unprotected. Who is unprotected? Well, the ones who are not chanting holy names and not doing sadhana, the ones who are basically breaking the vows of spiritual life. No intoxication, illicit sex, no so on, right? So when you break those vows, your energetic aura has some holes, made some holes, and from those holes, these entities, low energy, can come in. And what happened? That people get absolutely possessed. This is what back in time they were calling about demoniac possession. It's nothing more than what I am telling. And you can study. There are texts, very interesting texts, that are speaking about the possession and how the Buddhas or the low entities from low astral realities are trying to get to this reality. Because here, human beings here on earth, we have a big gift. You know what gift is it? That we are half demon, half angels, to say. Inside us we have good will, we have good desire, but in the same time we have our unconscious mind, or our thanatos, how we can call it in psychology, or we can say even we have our darkness, our demons, that we must work, and we sadhakas, we work on that, we try to work on that, right? Yes or not? So, if you don't work on this, you are not clean. If you are not clean, your aura is not strong and powerful enough to keep the low entities away. Some people say, I have so much nightmares all the time. Some people say, why my little kid is waking up every night, screaming with panic. Have you heard about this? Yeah. And they do like different kind of, some people in India, they put some marks in the forehead of the kid for the bad eye, it's called. In other cultures, they do different rituals. They do some pujas, some mantras to protect the children. And also you can do some cleaning, energetic cleaning for grown-up people like you and me. But the very bottom is from where all these energies are coming, from where these ghosts are coming. And I will tell you very clear. Sadhus, I have heard this from sadhus, they say the places with more ghosts around are the holy dam. How this is possible? Have you heard this? I have heard a few times, not only one. I have heard a few times. And why is this, you would think? Why the place with more ghosts are the holy dam, if the holy dam is holy? But it's because something very simple. The same that I was speaking a couple minutes ago. London was the city with more rats and different kind of diseases that exist in all Europe. It was a terrible place. And they are not religious. They are Christians, but Christians of Sunday morning only. No real Christians, let's say, that who believe, follow the 10 commandments of Bible. No Christians in Western world are really following. At least I haven't heard or met anyone, and I was born in a Christian culture. I never been a Christian, but I know Christian people, and I don't know one who really follow the commandments or the life of Jesus as a master, as guru. So London was like this, but they realized, even they are materialistic, the same than in India. people from the industries and the companies, materialistic people who are not caring, they don't care about Krishna, Dharma, nothing. It's all external and only in the mouth. It's not real practice. This is obvious. But they get, and this is something very important that I think everyone in India and in other countries like in Latin America, they can learn some lessons from Europe. These people, they did a lot of damage in India, England, yeah, the colonies. Maybe Spanish colonies make a lot of damage in South America, so on, blah, 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 blah. Okay, but 100 years have passed. 500 years from the Spanish conquer in Latin America passed away. Yeah, it's not anymore, right? But we must see how those European countries have been developing from nothing. Really, some countries, they have no ground to put potatoes in the ground. They were surviving eating trees, literally. In Finland, there was a dark time that was not food at all, and they was eating bread made out of trees. In England, as I say, was a land full of rats and diseases. But the people organized themselves, they empowered themselves, they stopped thinking that Jesus will come or Krishna will come with something to swipe out and to clean my land. No, they start making themselves. And this is West Seva. If our Holy Land, as is called, the brush in India is holy, then why doesn't look like? And we're talking about external things? Yes, about external things. Because Krishna has a form. It's no energy, it's not only the Parabrahman, right? It's also real. And he walked here. Look. For Kripa of Bhagavan, he has been helping me to visit so many countries in the world. I have been traveling so many countries around the planet. Big blessing. I have been in Israel, in so many places. Europe, almost everything I know. Australia, South America, blah, blah, blah. Okay. I was in Turkey, a Muslim country. And when I was in there, before enter the temples of them, you must, of course, take the shoes out and to put a special clothes to go in. If Western women were coming, they give some fabric they can cover the hair. But not only that, because that we can see also in India. But outside the temples and around the temples, the streets were crystal clear. Crystal clear. And me, as a Vaishnava follower, I consider that my philosophy and this land, Vrindavan, Darshan, Radhakund, are holiest, are much more powerful and holy than any place in Turkey, in Israel, or wherever. Of course, they think about their own places as the holiest. Do you agree that Vrindavan is superior? This video is, of course, main focus is for Vaishnavas. We think that Vrindavan is superior. So, how came that is so low planning, so big lack of planning, the city, the life of Brajabasis, that everything is full of dirt? Do you know where it's like this? In Haiti. Haiti is a small country that was colony of France, that is in Americas, where the main religion is voodoo, black magic. They kill animals in the street. They pile excrement, human excrement, and they make some kind of murtis, some kind of hills, small hills, where they worship their ghosts. They are called loa, spirits, their gods, in a pile of excrement, human excrement. And there also the bad smell and full of trash everywhere, full of trash, disgusting. There I can understand, because their religion is to worship those ghosts and low energy. But my dear devotees, this is not our path, is not our life. Oh, please meditate on this. Listen my words, not because of me. Please listen to my heart. There is Krishna as well. How do you think? What will happen if Krishna wants to come to see his devotees? What you will do when Krishna appears and is surrounded by trash? When he sees his holy cows, and holy cows are eating in the middle of trash, garbage. This is not normal, and is what I am speaking about. Don't avoid reality. What will happen if our Swamini Radharani just decide to come to see her land, and she will see the rivers like that? She will see the places where she was playing with Krishna, with the gopis, sakis, manjaris, in that condition. Really think, please think, and don't avoid, is Kali Yuga, is Dark Era, no, because the rascal countries in the Western, where they don't believe anything, they are demons, you can call it rascals, asuras, whatever you want to call them. You go, and outside their church, mosque, everything clean. In places that not even religious practice are doing, but kids go to play in the park, clean and beautiful, decorate. This is what we must learn. If we are talking about sacred land, they treat it as a sacred thing. How Krishna will walk in this area like this? How Krishna can walk the streets like this, really? Really? We can give any explanation, philosophical explanation is blah, 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 blah. It's a nonsense. It's just closing the eyes. I don't want to see the reality, so I will look, when I walk, I will look to the sky. I look to the sky because I don't want to see what is around, because really, it's not good. I have really not power. If I will be a rich person, trust me, that I will do something, I will help. I will speak with the community, with the politicians who are in charge of this area. I will try to do something. It's possible to do something. And if it's not possible to do something in a community level, because there is no real consciousness, then we can at least do something in our personal way, in our personal life. Starting by being honest, speaking truth, walking truth, and do not follow what is rotten. Because in the end we are giving oxygen to what should not be happening. We must be aware. What are we following? Are we really Krishna devotees? If anyone came here without any knowing, he will never realize this is sacred land if the people treat this land like this. This is not sacred anymore. But when you go to Turkey, when you go to see pyramids, for example, in Egypt, when you go to see, like so many things in the world, they treat as a sacred. Pollution, dirt, noise. This is not good. How Krishna would rest in the forest of Vrindavan with all the noise, with all the pollution? It's not possible. So totally forget about. How you will go there if you don't want to do the things right here? How you can get there if you cannot do the things correct and right here in this place? Of course, it's much more easy and entertaining that I will tell you stories about Radha and Krishna and some sages in the past from Srimad Bhagavatam. But we must start from the basis, to be better, to not avoid reality, to not avoid our own faults, because this is something also we must work in, our own person. We must work on this area. Spiritual life is about to turn better servant, better dasa, better dasi. Is to be better quality. Every day to be better. Because in the Nitya Vrindavan, in the supreme abode, there are only the best of the best. So we must do our best in this very life. Stop entertainment and entertain ourselves and be better version of ourselves every day, to be better version of ourselves. For what? Not for me, but to please better and to serve better to Sri Radha. All this material world is an imagination. And somehow, yes, we can think that this is not real, because it's always changing. And what is changing? What is it if it's changing? It's temporary. Now matter is eternal in somehow, but not is not staying eternally in the same position and constitution. It's always changing and evolving or changing, right? When everything is created by the Mahavishnu, at some point everything is destroyed and go back to the same original point. This is quantum physics. I was speaking about Big Bang, exhalation of Mahavishnu, and the big crunch, inhalation of Mahavishnu. So everything comes back to one point of supreme power and supreme consciousness, that is Bhagavan, God. And eternally is happening this. The breathing, right? Is explained in Srimad Bhagavatam as breathing. Universe expand. Universe get destroyed and go back to the root. And again expansion, and like this. It's always like this. So somehow, yeah, the matter is eternal in that way, because it's always changing. And never is a moment that it stop existing, as the energy go back to the origin only, to the source, but the source keep expanding. So in somehow it's correct to understand that also is something that is eternal. But as eternal consciousness is not, because it's always changing. What we have today, we don't have tomorrow. And what we have tomorrow, we don't have today or in the past. Everything we have been living in the past is totally forgotten. It disappears. It doesn't exist anymore in the past. The past is only an effect in our mind, in our consciousness, in our brain. We have some area in our brain that has some memories from the past, but the past as it is doesn't exist. So simple. In this moment, very present moment, you can see, and I can say to you, what is happening? And you say, I am watching a video of this guy speaking, right? Yeah, and I know that because I am in the video, I am recording the video you are watching. But if I ask you what happened 10 years ago with this guy who is speaking, you say, I have no idea. Say, happened something very big, and this is what's happening. And you say, I cannot give faith of that. I cannot say anything about that. I cannot be a judge. I cannot say anything about that because I was not there. But I say, but wait, in the reality it happened. And you say, in my reality, no. And your story doesn't happen for me either. So the memories are only in your brain mind. Memories really does not exist anymore. And indeed, the memories that you have nowadays, your memories are not real. You know why? Because what you remember and what really happened are two different things. Let's put in case that what really happened some moment. Let's say we have a record of this happened. Okay. If I have this video of what really happened and I ask you what happened, and you will tell me something, and in the video will be something different. Trust me, that is like this. Why? Because our mind is always muting, changing the reality in order to accept the reality. That's why it's supremely important to be aware of what we are doing, what is happening, and the most important is to not deny reality in order to accommodate the things to my convenience. Why? Because we can start supporting or giving chance to things wrong, to wrong things happening. How? Let me explain a little bit. When you are supporting abuse, or you are not doing nothing against abuse, you start, and it is repeating, you start accepting it. And from the very beginning that you say this is not correct, in the end you will start accepting like, yes, it's correct. So you accept A, B, C, D, E, F. You accept everything and you turn into a monster, and you will not realize in which moment I turn like this, why I get like this. This is what happened with bad association. To have bad friends or bad association in devotional life means to associate with devotees who are not, first, same level or superior to you, that they can guide you. And bad association, associate with the ones who are not understanding the things, who will not help you to develop yourself. In this case, bad association is to associate, for example, with devotees who have a religious mind. And by religious, I am not talking about dharmic mind, but a religious mind, just doing the rituals and the things because no understanding what they are really doing. So this is also bad association because they will stop your development. Bad association, for example, is to have association only with jnanis, philosophers, dry philosophers, who will not help out. You will not see an example on how to start developing your bhav, where there will not be conversation on this topic that will not let you go in this dimension of consciousness. But overall, bad association are the ones who are not following the instructions of Guru. When I speak about Guru, when I mention Guru, I mean any Guru. Because guru is not one person. I cannot say my guru is the guru and your guru no. Guru can be every Vaishnav, pure heart and mind, who is walking the right path, and Krishna, Radha, speak about through his lips or her lips. Guru can be anyone. Can be my Pran Krishna Baba, can be Svarup Das Babaji Maharaj, can be Shri Vinod Babaji Maharaj, or can be him. Also, his guru, because he's speaking about the supreme truth. And any guru who are representing the guru tattva, then is guru as far as he walk the truth. Shastra is very clear. What is a sannyasi? What is not sannyasi? What is a grihastra? What is not grihastra? Shastra is very clear. So now we can say, well, Kali Yuga is different time. We cannot take the things as they are. So we should accommodate or take only what is convenient for us. Only. Now all the people, not all the people, but so many people is using drugs, alcohol, marijuana. So I have to accept my guru smoking marijuana because this is our time and we have to live a little bit along with what is going on in the world. I will never accept that. What about you? What about the other basis? No intoxication, no illicit sex. In Shastra you can read instructions like devotee cannot be alone in the same room, women and men, if they are not married, even not with their own mother. Extremists, so why they write this? For what? Because they know how the mind works and how the mind starts adapting things. Step by step, you give a little, one more centimeter, and in 10, 20, 30, 40 years, you have been walking too far from the sadachar for what you have to do as Vaishnav and what you have not to do as a Vaishnav. So when that happens, what we have to do? To close the eyes? No, not true. My guru not like this devotee not like this is to close the eyes? No. We must to see and say, wow, this is what is happening. And to not be fool and to not fool ourselves. Because when you are fooling yourself and accepting what you should not accept, you never should accept, then you are not walking for the truth. You are not working and walking the truth. And remember that the truth is Radha and Krishna. So when you don't do that, you are walking out, away, far from Radharani and Seva, because they are truth, they are supreme truth and pureness. So another name for walking far from Radha or from the Seva is Apa Radha. Apa Radha. So to avoid the reality is also aparad. To not see the reality, to try to accommodate reality is what creates sects and cults that are dangerous. We have seen so many in India, in America, in Europe, cults that are extremely dangerous. And the followers of those cults, when they finally get rid of them, luckily, they get absolutely traumatized with the truth. They don't want to hear the word guru or sadhana or chanti or prema anymore. What about saying God and this and that? So how we avoid that is to be aware and to be clear. To ask a question, why this? Doesn't mean that you are doing aparat. This is the trick that some people use in order to never has to reply to anything. So they can do anything because they blackmail people with aparat. You do aparat, and you cannot think, you cannot ask, you cannot question. And when you're in that position, of course, you're a victim. This is how sects, in the bad sense of the word, works. So never close your eyes. Keep clear. In our Shastras, in the text reads that in Kali Yuga to find bona fide sadhus, gurus, is very difficult. Very, very rare. And the most Kali Yuga advanced, most rare will be. So are not you surprised that it's full of gurus everywhere? So is the Shastra wrong? Vyasadeva was wrong? The sages from the past were wrong? Narada Muni was wrong? No, they are right. But we must to cross our own preconceptions and own emotional feelings and all these things that trick our mind and our heart. And we close the eyes to what is really going on and to see. No, don't close your eyes. Look straight forward. Look what is going on. Because bona fide spiritual master, bona fide cult, bona fide philosophy, Sangha is evident. You don't need to close your eyes to anything. It's evident. Everything is beautiful. Devotees has good relationship between them because they are well trained by their guru. Guru is not looking for quantity of disciples, is looking for quality. So the ones he take, he educate. Tell me how many Shastra, how many books you have been studying with your guru that he have been explaining the meaning. Tell me one. Maybe no one, right? And Guru and Shiksha are different. This is not the original plan. The plan is that the disciple must to study with the Guru, Diksha Guru. So why are them flying everywhere, making so many disciples and not instructing them? Then there you must to think. So, final words, we don't need to find a super popular guru with thousands of disciples. It doesn't mean anything. The biggest scams among gurus have been the ones who have more disciples. They are super popular, are the biggest scammers. But sometimes very simple, humble devotee, Vaishnava, real Vaishnava, he can help you more because he really live it. He really lived that life, that world. They're not looking for disciples. They're looking to be better themselves because real Vaishnava understand that Guru Tattva is eternal and has no body as a body. It's not one person. It's not that this Guru or that Guru. No, Guru Tattva is Guru, eternal truth. It's not one person. So understanding this, if you have a physical body and you don't have absolutely understanding and ambition of the Nitya Vrindavan happening and your spiritual form, etc., it's because you are not a Nitya, then means that you have a body because of karma. And because of karma is because of ignorance. And if you have ignorance, it's because you have to work yourself. So a real, honest Vaishnava who is working their path, this spirit, their darkness, to be better, to turn their heart in a torch of light, as the Tantra mantra reads by Shiva. Om Ajanjanati Mirandasya Anjananjana Salakaya Chakshuru Militanjana Tashmai Shri Urave Namaha. You remember this? Yes. Torch to light up your torch, your heart. So be simple, be honest, and overall, to progress in spiritual life, you must be awake. That's why it's that term enlightenment. Enlightenment means awake. And when you close the eyes and you don't want to see reality, then you are very far from spiritual development. You can be part of a religion, a sect, and to have a good position inside a sect or a religion, a cult, doesn't mean that you are practicing anything. You don't need this sect ni cult to practice and to develop yourself. You don't need to be in India or in America or in Chile or in Spain or in Switzerland or in Germany. You don't need to be in China or in Egypt or in Israel, or you don't need to be anywhere. You need to be where you are and to do practice and to progress. This is the reality. Don't close your eyes to the reality. Look the reality straight. Realize that Mahamaya and this world is phenomenal, is temporal, and quite miserable many times. It will help you to understand and realize the only way is Nitya Vrindavan way, the path to Nitya Vrindavan. The only place that we must want to be is Nitya Vrindavan. The only Sangha we want is the Sangha along with Srimati Radharani there in Nitya Vrindavan. The real friends are there, the real family is there, real gurus are there. And we must walk, take the instructions, to get association of not many but the good ones. Be humble, chant with love, and you will progress. Definitely, it will happen and it will work. None of the words that I speak just because making a video. Everything that I speak are things that I also experiment. I have been deep in love with so many things, also so many things about spiritual life have been breaking my heart. I have been following different spiritual leaders, different gurus. Normally I get, well, not very happy out of that. But some leaders are really trustful, real. And you must to see who is who based on the philosophy. There is all descriptions of how the thing works and how the things should be. Otherwise, everybody will make their own path. This and that, no, this and this, yes. So what is that deviation? In the end, our path as Gaudiya is Raganuga, yes. So we don't need that much ritualism and external thing. We need simple life, Thakurji, Mahamantra, Radhanam, Granta, to read, to develop ourselves. Practice must to bring instant happiness. The practice is not to get happiness, but the practice produce happiness in the heart of sadhaka. So if the things are not making you feel good, progress, and see how you're developing yourself step by step, then you must to think how I can progress, how I can be better. What I can make better today that I didn't make yesterday. Honestly is the most important. Because in the end, if you're born in another planet to say, and you're honest, Krishna, 108% sure, he will find a way to give you the tools. Maybe you are not very good at studying. But if you are honest in the chant of Mahamantra, in the chant of the holy name of Krishna or Radha, then they will find a way that you will get all what you need, all the information you need to progress. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna, I bring the intelligence. I bring the wisdom to my devotee. So we should never have a doubt in terms of this. In Nitya Vrindavan, really, there is one guru, leader, and that is Srimati Radharani. And we serve Krishna through Srimati Radharani. But all the hearts there are pure. All the intentions there are pure. So to get pure, we must purify. And this is the process we are living. To question or to say, to ask something is no apparat for no. It cannot be, never look like that. It's to ask because we need to know where we are standing at, right? Love is the supreme tool, and love is a reflection of Prem. While we are working with love, then we start purifying ourselves. Chant the holy names. Chant Hare Krishna. Chant with love. And this love will turn into love, desire, hunger for that goal, for that seva. When you have hunger, then the things start moving. Because our Thakurji, Krishna, Shyam, he is Kamadev, is the Lord of the desires. So you must desire. And the real desires are not desire for things of this planet, because your desire is there in the supreme abode, Nitya Vrindavan. That desire is required. A desire that will never be satisfied until I get to the lotus feet of Sri Radheshyam. In order to not let Kali Yuga, Yogamaya, to entertain you and to keep your time and to steal your energy, you must be clear. Even if sometimes to open the eyes to reality hurts. But it's a good hurt because it's purification. It would purify you, it would help you, it will clean you, it will make you pure. Because you must face yourself. Develop desire. First, Shraddha. Shraddha in what? Shraddha in Radha and Krishna as the supreme goal. There is none another desire. There is nothing more than Radha and Krishna. Their service. Lova, desire to get there. I desire to be there. I desire to get there. I want to be there with them and to serve them. The problems and the things in this world are not important anymore. The problems and things in this planet are external, and as I take good care of my body, because it's the vehicle that will help me to do seva here and to meditate and to do what I have to do, I have to take care of the external thing here, but it doesn't belong to me. It's not mine, it's not for me, everything is for Thakurji. If Thakurji wants to come to the living room of my home or to my house, he will find it beautiful. Everything is ready for him. He has a plate. He has a place at home. Everything is for him. And in this mind, I am preparing my future life. Everything will be ready for him, for Radha and Krishna to enjoy. Jai Jai Shri Radheshyam.